You're welcome back from that big timeout. Once again, happy May Day to all our viewers. It's Workers' Day, and as we celebrate and we join the rest of the world to celebrate the contributions and rights of workers, today we're going to be shining the spotlight on a critical issue that affects every Nigerian worker. By that I mean we're going to be shining the spotlight on workers' rights and protecting workers' rights. We're discussing the effectiveness of existing laws in safeguarding the rights of Nigerian workers. Now, one of those laws is the Labor Act, which is supposed to protect workers from exploitation and ensure fair treatment. However, many workers would argue that this law is not being effectively implemented. For instance, despite provisions of the Labor Act, many workers are still subjected to poor working conditions, delayed salaries, and a lack of job security. The ineffectiveness of these laws has severe consequences for Nigeria's economic manpower. And according to the International Labour Organization, Nigeria loses approximately 2.5 trillion naira annually due to workplace accidents, illness, and other occupational hazards. Moreover, the country also loses a significant number of skilled workers due to brain drain and partly caused by poor working conditions and lack of job security. So, as we celebrate May Day today, as we celebrate Workers' Day today, we're asking the question, are existing laws doing enough to protect Nigerian workers and the rights of Nigerian workers? Join in on the phone-in segment as we discuss protecting Nigerian workers. How effective are the existing laws? Are they there? And how effective, in fact, we know they are there, but how effective are they in protecting you as a Nigerian workers? How many workers do you even know? Do you know your right? So would love to have you join in on the show, share your experience with us, share your thoughts with us, share moments at which you have felt like, this is your right as a worker, even as an individual, and you can clearly see it being flouted and there's nothing you can do about it because you're not sure if these laws are there to protect you or if these laws will actually protect you as a Nigerian worker. You're not sure who to turn to, who to meet, where to lay your complaint as a Nigerian worker who is facing exploitation, unnecessary salary slashes, lack of proper contract agreement, no job security. You're not sure if you have your job the next day. You might just wake up and the next thing you're fired and you're jobless. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on all of that. Share your experience. We have our first caller this morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, Lilian Ogazi. Happy Workers' Day.
Thank you so much. Happy Workers' Day to you too. So tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Rabi Salisu, calling you from Katsina State.
Oh, good morning, Rabi. How is Katsina?
It's very nice for now.
All right. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Talking about the protecting Nigerian workers, right?
Yes.
How effective are the existing laws?
Yes.
So Nigerian workers are not protected, actually, because most of the people that are becoming poorer are the workers, those who are working for salary at the end of the month. And a lot of places of work, there is no security for the work. That is why there is a lot of brain drain. People are going to abroad in search for greener pasture. So, but I am not advising the people to go for looking another greener pasture abroad. We come back to build our country because there is nobody can build our country. It is only we, the students, can build our country to become a better place to live. So, but the law, actually speaking, Nigerian workers are suffering because nobody, only those who are collecting salary, cannot satisfy them to feed their family, to pay NEPA bill, to pay rent, to pay house and other expenses, school for the children, because the salary is very little. It's very little. And there is exorbitant price of everything, skyrocketing price of all the commodity, everything. Again, the school fees has increased. So the workers are suffering. The government to look at the possible ways that ameliorate the suffering of the workers. But this law is not effective, sincerely speaking. But we are hoping for the betterment. We are hoping for the better because the government has said it is doing everything possible to protect workers and all that. But this one is a deception. You don't see it on ground. But we are hoping to bring something tangible that can create habitable environment for the workers to live, to stop this Japa syndrome or brain drain. See, look at our doctors we have. Most of the qualified doctors we have in abroad, they are from Nigerians. And the coronavirus exposed how Nigerian health system is around 2020. So you see, if these medical doctors can come back to Nigeria, we can build our country. We can create one good by the support of government. So we are hoping everything will get right by the grace of God.
All right. Thank you very much, Rabi Ude. Thank you for your thoughts on the show this morning. Happy Workers' Day to you as well. Now, he has said that these laws are existing, but the problem is the implementation. Now, there are some major, rights that every Nigerian worker should be entitled to. First is, rights to a written employment contract. I have seen people who got a job and they have not even gotten a contract or a written employment contract to show for it. Let's take the next call. Good morning, Shatima. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Lilian.
It's good to have you. How is Maiduguri?
Maiduguri, alhamdulillah. Well, even though we were panicking yesterday night, but now it is calm.
What caused the panic?
Well, they say Armory of Giwa Barracks was on fire. So there is high level of, just exploitation. Things are being exploited, bomb and the grenade and the rest. It's just like it remember was the bad time of the Boko Harams. But now it is calm. Yesterday night around 12 up to 1 o'clock, after 1 o'clock, it was just in the panic. People have just left their houses, moving shelter and skelter. To see where they will just have a safe place. But now, alhamdulillah.
We thank God for life. All right, share your thoughts with us.
Protecting Nigerian workers, right? How effective are the existing labor? Well, labor, honestly, labor to me, they are trying their best. But government, they are not serious about the Nigerian workers, and they don't care about the Nigerian workers. That is the fact. If you look at it very well, Lenient, a Nigerian worker is the only group that they are suffering now in Nigeria. The suffering of Nigerian worker is beyond imagination. You can imagine now a deputy director in the federal role. It's very unfortunate. He cannot fuel his car to go to office in a month. A deputy director, it's a pity. His salary cannot fuel his car to take him to his working place in a month. It's very, very unfortunate. And also since this monetization of the Obasanjo, right from that time up to date, there is nothing attractive, in the public service, because there is no, official car, no official house, nothing to show. So it's very, very unfortunate. It's all like the time of the past, where if you have been graduated, you come out from the university, if you have been appointed on level 8, you are entitled of 3-bedroom house. That where you can put yourself. I told if you have family, you can put your family without even thinking of paying rent. But nowadays, anywhere you have been posted as a Nigerian worker, you have been struggling to look for a renting house, and there is nothing like official car. No official car. You'll be joining a KK to take you to your office. It's very, very unfortunate. And the salary cannot take you. Lilian, if you have a small family, a wife and 2 children, the salary of level 14 officer cannot feed that family. It's a pity. It's a pity. Something needs to be done, honestly speaking.
Indeed.
Because even these 70,000 minimum wage they are talking about, they have not been put into payroll. They do one kind of zigzag, and they play well. But my fear is, time will come where a government can make an advertisement looking for a workers nobody can show off, because the way and manner Nigerian workers have been treated. If at all I'm a worker, I feel the pain. How do you expect me to allow my own child to go through that pain? I cannot do that. I would rather make him to train as a cobbler, to be producing shoe and sell. That could have been better for him. Or to become just a fashion designer, to be sewing dresses and sell. That
All
would
right.
have been better for him.
All right.
For Nigerian workers, honestly speaking, the treatment is too harsh. It's too harsh. Nothing to show. Honestly speaking, government need to do something about it. Government need to make things to become so attractive. Whether we like it or not, these workers are the policy makers of the of the government. They are doing a lot of things. Whether we like it or not, they are the backbone of the workers remain the vehicle.
Yes.
Vehicle of the governance.
Indeed.
So they honestly speaking, they are not supposed to be treated badly.
All right. Thank you very much, Shetima. There, he has shed light on the plight of workers, especially poor pay and how workers are being treated. Thank you so much, Shetima, for your thought all the way from Maiduguri this beautiful Thursday morning. Well, the phone lines are still open, and we're also taking WhatsApp messages. So please do send in your WhatsApp messages as well, so in time, so we could take it. Let's talk to Ade from London. Good morning, Ade.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. It's good to have you join us this morning.
When you talk of protecting Nigerian workers, do they even have any protection at all? There's nothing, zero. If you listen to the TUC president, he said in Lagos, no, I think it's in Delta, that job that Nigeria are supposed to do, they brought 5,000 Indians to come occupy that job. They were doing it in Delta. 5,000 Indians. And they will use the Nigerians to train those Indians about the job. Then secondly, the one that pay me most, the common workers, the probably unskilled workers, or whatever they call them, casual workers, they'll be working for the expatriate, all these people they call themselves foreigners. They will lose their hand. Either the machine cut their hand, and that is the end. No compensation paid. And they shout, they just give them small money. And that's it. That breaks my heart. So they don't have any protection at all. All these foreigners will just come, and they just treat our workers, our people anyhow. I mean, let me tell you one thing. No amount of salary can be okay. What can be okay is the benefits. If you say workers should earn 70,000, the least, okay, that worker earning 70,000, he should be entitled to free medical with his family. The children should be able to go to school free, at least from primary to secondary school, without paying anything. Good school, government school. Then that 70,000 will be useful for him. Then when you say somebody should get 70,000, you have to pay for hospital, you have to pay for school, you have to pay from primary to secondary school. It's free in UK. You don't pay nothing. Then when your children go to university, the government still pay, but they will pay back when they are working, talking. That's for the university only. But from primary to secondary, it's free. Good school. People from Nigeria bring their children here to come and go to secondary school, though they are going to pay because they will go to private. But in Nigeria, if you pay someone 70,000, let that person have access to free medical and the children free school. Then 7,000 will be minimal, it will be okay a bit. That's what I'm telling this NLC or whatever they call them, to fight for common workers of Nigeria. They are suffering. You see, they are suffering. Nobody is talking about them. You and Jerry should focus on that area, because we know what we are facing here, even in diaspora. What we are sending. If you listen to Abika W, you hear last year $25 billion from diaspora sent home. That's all the money we are remitting. Because of Nigeria government have failed, the state government have failed, and the local government has failed the people. So so we have to be filling the gap in it. I know how much I said this morning, being the first. You know, not to my family alone, to people.
To people.
So
yeah.
I'm not complaining, but what I'm saying is that the NLC should fight for the workers, because they are going through a lot of pain. That's why they are going to ritual, Yahoo Plus or whatever fraud, anything they can do, just to satisfy and make sure their children don't cry for food. But God will take control, like I normally say. So I agree with you, Shetima, what he said. I agree, everything total. You understand?
Yeah.
Because somebody who is on level 14, he doesn't want to steal. But still, his salary is not enough. What do you want him to do? God bless Nigeria.
God bless
Happy Workers' Day. We don't have holiday in UK. Our holiday is next week, Monday.
All right. Thank you so much, Ade. I don't have holiday here either. We're here talking about Workers' Day and, getting the rights of the workers. And you see that sport you spoke about, talking about, those in the informal sector. That is where the exploitation takes place. Because these people, well, let's take Abasekong from Gombe before I go ahead with my train of thoughts. Good morning, Abasekong. Thank you for joining us.
Lily baby, good morning.
Good morning.
Sincerely speaking, what is the topic today? Protecting Nigerians workers' rights. What is protection and what is right? You see, the system has crumbled, kind of failed. When we talk about protection, the ability to give succor, ability to give guidance, that is not done. I do vividly remember sometimes in 1979 and 80, my dad was a railway worker. And then once he attended a certain level, he was given a Vision 504 car. That right he was accredited to at that time, is it in existence today? No. I remember a brother who was serving in the police. As soon as he attended level 7, he was given a car, Volkswagen car. But now all those things are not there. The rights, and they subsidize it, just like Shetima said. I give Shetima Boza, 100%. All what he said is correct. So these are the things that is causing problem in this country. And then you see the National Assembly or the Senate, they buy, what do they call, SUV for themselves. Then the real workers, the real workers that are doing this work, nothing is done to them. Why are we dehumanizing ourselves? The marketing our look at just what somebody was saying. Instead of encouraging Nigeria, you go and bring Indians. Can that happen in their own country? Why are we like this? We cannot help the basics, the basic thing we need to do. I do vividly remember in the 80s, Saudi Arabia, they were coming to Ibadan for treatment. Their princes and their kings, they were coming to Ibadan. What has crippled this country like that? That is why I always say on this platform, we need to go back to the drawing board. Our security is nothing to write home about. Look at what Shetima said. They could not sleep with their two eyes. Our security is nothing to be written about. Go to the market, you buy something today, tomorrow it is risen up to unimaginable proportion. And that is why I want to sincerely appreciate the governor of Gombe State. The man is doing awesomely well. I love this man. Though he may not be perfect, nobody is perfect, but the man is doing wonderfully well. Because why do I say this? During the Christmas, New Year, Christians will go there, and no governor does that.
All right.
And he will give them money. And then once he dish them money, these people will not use that money for the basic thing. divert the money buying cars, jeeps for themselves. So what are we talking? God will help us in this country.
Indeed, God will help us.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Trust TV who are doing a wonderful job. I will continue to support Trust TV in any way I can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abase Kong, there for your thoughts, and you aligned your thoughts with Shetima and Ade, who called to, share their contributions on the show. And it still boils down to the informal sector, like I was saying. Who is protecting the rights of workers in the informal sector? People whom are exploited. Shetima made instances of people who work for expatriates and they experience occupational hazards, and there's nothing, no form of compensation or health and safety measures to protect them. What is happening to that system? How can the informal sector be critically looked into where the exploitation is reduced to the barest minimum? I will call it exploitation because some of them in that sector aren't even paid up to the former 30,000 naira minimum wage, talk more of the 70,000 naira minimum wage we're having in the country today. Now, part of the right that, as a Nigerian worker you're entitled to is the right to that contract agreement, fair wages. Let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, this is Amina from Kaduna.
Good morning, Amina. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
It's all right.
Do we still have Amina on the line? Amina, all right, it seems her network is a little bit difficult this morning. Amina, do well to call us back. We understand that the network could have its own issues on some certain days, but we're here to take your thoughts. So, back to what I was saying, the rights that exist. The Nigerian Constitution prohibits discrimination based on gender, ethnicity, religion, political affiliation, and this ensures that all workers are and have the equal opportunity in employment. I have seen employees or someone who is intending to work somewhere complain that, oh no, they said they don't need a woman because in no time she would want to get married and start having kids. And in my head, I'm saying, okay, how does that affect, the job at the moment? And I've seen places say, oh, they need a particular religion or they need a particular skin color. It even goes down to skin color, and nothing is being done. Are these laws existing to protect Nigerians? The question still stands. The protection of Nigerian workers. Are the existing laws doing enough to protect the right of Nigerian workers? We'll take the WhatsApp messages shortly, but let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Workers of Nigeria with 70,000, even some states don't pay 70,000. What will you do in this Nigeria with 70,000 in a month? It's totally poverty. Nothing. Food, power, telecommunication, education system, health system, security, insecurity, everything is there. We are in a failed state now. Nothing is working in this country. Nothing. We just have looters. They will loot, recycle them, loot again, destroy everything. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and give us good leaders. That's the problem we are now in this country. Nothing is working. Nothing.
Thank you so much there for your thoughts, for laying emphasis on that, especially when it comes to the rights of workers. And one more right that we know, a couple more rights that workers are entitled to is leave entitlement. You're working all year round. You're entitled to at least 6 working days of unpaid annual leave or more. At least. You're entitled to an unpaid annual leave. You're entitled to paid annual leave rather. You're entitled to 12 days of paid sick leave per year upon providing a medical certificate. Let's get back to Amina. Good morning, Amina. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. It's all right. The topic of discussion has to do with the effectiveness of the law.
To protect Nigerian workers.
And I'm to Nigerian workers. And my observation, or I don't know, I don't think it's the law that is the problem. Nigerian law has never been the problem, but the implementation. People made the law, and people are meant to implement the law to suit the purpose of which that law is being made. But unfortunately, we have very selfish leaders. We have people at in the Senate. We have people in the House of Representatives that are fighting for pension after 8 years. And then those that work for 35 years, put all their best, cannot get their peanuts from the pension administration. You see, you can now understand that it's not the law that is the problem, but the people that we have at the head of affairs. Nigerians, the Nigerian leaders are not ready to help. There's nothing that the average worker in Nigeria is taking, whether in the formal or informal. When you talk of the informal, it's even totally a different issue. But in the formal sector, you find that nothing is working, nobody is there. The labor body that's supposed to be there for the workers are there for their selfish interests. They will go for a meeting in the name of working or going to fight for the workers. When they get here and they get the little into their pocket, they forget what they are supposed to be there for. Nigerian workers are not getting anything. Nigerian workers are just dying. With the 70,000 minimum wage, how many states are paying? In fact, is the government paying? They are not paying. They will say one thing today, tomorrow they do another thing. People will keep fighting for what is their right. This is a right. It's a right. It's not a privilege. I see no reason why Nigerian leaders cannot for once have the empathy of the masses and do the right thing. Yes, the existing law is not the problem. The implementation of law has always been the problem of Nigerians. And not until we have leaders that have interest of the masses, that have empathy for the people, we can never move forward. Nigerian workers are dying. Nigerian workers are slaves in their own country. And when we see them coming out to beg Nigerians or threatening Nigerians not to move out, not to Japa. Well, if I have the opportunity, I will Japa. Will I be here in my own country as a slave? It's better I'm somewhere in another man's country as a slave than living in my own country as a slave. And I cannot talk. When you talk, you are being embarrassed and harassed. It's unfortunate. May God continue to see us through.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Amina, for your thoughts there. She's laid emphasis and further buttressed the point and the plight of Nigerian workers in the country today. Now we're going to take a couple of WhatsApp messages. We have a few WhatsApp messages. We have the first one from Nandi Bete from Ogoja. He says the Nigerian workers' rights are not protected by existing laws. Imagine a citizen puts in 35 years of one's youthful days working for government on a salary that can't even cater for his needs for 30 days. Then on retirement, the terminal benefits are not available. Many retirees have died without receiving gratuities, and for those lucky to be alive, they live with terrible ailments without funds for proper medication. As I type this now, I know senior citizens who are still awaiting gratuities for the upward of 10 years after retirement. Yet, on days like today, government functionaries who are unable to pay workers the approved minimum wage sends hypocritical messages extolling the hard-working spirit of Nigerian workers. May God help us all. God help us all indeed, and God help the rights of Nigerian workers. We have the next message from Comrade Nansat from Jos. He says, the question to the efficiency of labor laws in Nigeria is a topical issue. The Nigerian worker is exposed to all sorts of hardship without commensurate compensation. Government chose to give worker peanuts, which is better described as a survival wage rather than living wage. It is disheartening that up to this day, the minimum wage law passed in 2024 have not been properly implemented. There is no proper compensation law for company workers, especially when involved in accidents. My suggestion is that the labor law should be reviewed to give workers the right to sue if and when their rights have been infringed upon. Well, thank you very much. We have the next message from Gadzama Biu from Borno State. He said, I am writing this with heavy hearts to express my views about the Nigerian workers. Once you manage to secure an employment in Nigeria, you become a pseudo-pawn at the hand of politicians. Slight sign you are not loyal to them, out you go. You must always sing their praises. When there is to be an adjustment in wages, they implement what they want, not what is approved. Retirement is a death sentence. Governors don't pay entitlements on time when many die before receiving their gratuity. I don't know when it will all end. Well, thank you very much, for your thoughts. He spoke about the final message you have this morning is from Ayuba from Gombe. He said laws that are protecting Nigerian workers are not functioning, not to talk of ineffective. Workers in the informal sector are even subjected to harsh labor treatment, even in their country, by the so-called expatriates. Some don't even observe off-duty days and in some cases weekends. The authorities in this country should wake up and implement the laws that concern workers in Nigeria. The ineffectiveness of these laws make people question the existence of these laws. But I am excited that we're going to be having a legal practitioner to buttress on this. Means that you should go through with legal. That is why I didn't want to comment on, Comrade Nansat's question saying that there should be a way to sue, because I am not a legal practitioner, but I believe that there is a way to sue. It still lies down on the knowledge on your part as an employee. If there's one thing I have learned over time as an employee, is that I do not sign contracts till I get a lawyer to take a look at it, because embedded in those contracts are loopholes that would still press you down and suppress you one way or another without knowing what is happening. But we're going to be exploring furthermore on this and also on the health of workers in our next segment. So do not go anywhere. Right after the break, we'll be diving straight into our discussion segment. So we'll be doubling back on all the points raised this morning. Do stay tuned.